Our topic is about conspiracy, and the case that will be discussed is People versus Valdez. So, the facts of the case, Eleno Maquiling, the victim, was having dinner with his family at their house. Then, suddenly, he was shot to death. Then, fortunately, there was a witness, and the witness said that he saw Valdez and Orodio running away from the bushes outside the house of the victim. And he further said that Valdez was carrying a shotgun. However, no one saw who actually fired the shot. Then, in addition to that, the victim informed his parent that in case something untoward happened to him, the accused Valdez and Orodio should be held responsible since the victim had quarreled with them concerning their stealing and robbing. And because of that, Valdez and Orodio were charged, then later on convicted by the trial court for murder for the shooting of Eleno. And then they were sentenced to death. Then the case was brought to the SC or the Supreme Court for automatic review. The court discussed the argument put forward by the OSG that the accused Orodio should be acquitted for lack of sufficient evidence to sustain his conviction, either as a principal or an accomplice. It should be pointed out here that no one saw Orojo carrying a gun. Then the prosecution, according to the ESG, did not adduce any evidence establishing the alleged conspiracy between Valdez and Orojo to commit the crime charge. So the issue here is that was whether there was a conspiracy and what should be the liability of a co-conspirator. So the court ruled here that yes, there was a conspiracy based on the evidence. First, Orodio was present with Valdez at the time of the killing of the victim. Then second, Orodio was in the company of a man running with a shotgun immediately after the lethal shooting just outside the victim's house, where he had no business being if he were not acting in concert with Valdez. Then third, Orodio was a close friend of the accused, Valdez, both of whom the deceased victim had identified as probably responsible should any untoward event happen to him. Then fourth, Orodio completely failed to explain what he was doing with Valdez the night of the killing. Then finally, both Danilo and Simplicio or Valdez and Orodio pleaded the same alibi. However, they remain both their alibi remain uncorroborated. Uh, so the prosecution had adequately proven the conspiracy. So the court further explained that conspiracy being present, it does not matter that the prosecution had failed to show who between the two actually pulled the trigger of the shotgun that killed Eleno Maquiling. It was mentioned earlier that no one saw who really fired the gun that killed the victim. And then both Valdez and Orojo are liable as co-conspirators, since any act of a co-conspirator becomes the act of the other, regardless of the precise degree of participation in the act. Meaning to say, the court said here that even though no one saw who really fired the gun, but since it has been proven that Valdez and Orodio were co-conspirators, uh, it does it does not matter. Okay, thank you.